skeleton key to all of these rooms so he could harvest the pharmaceuticals and whatever else may be in there. So we're going to start off right when they get into the, when they start coming into the house. We softly close the door behind us, and a nightlight guides us to the light switches. Each sliding step towards the bedroom reveals a more intense layer of rotten odor. It's as if we're two small parasites digging down into a carcass's hide until it ruptures open with blood. I try to prepare myself for what's behind the bedroom door, but to no avail. All of my imaginary images and denial methods combined don't even begin to ease the horror of this grisly scene. Before I can see what's in the bedroom, my body is wrapped in an entirely new layer of stench. It's so overwhelming that I'm inches from gagging. Steve darts to the bathroom in hopes of finding any type of pharmaceuticals he may enjoy. I should be pillaging the bedroom as well, but I can't focus on anything but the dead old man in the room. I swear, if I had a stick with me, I would have started poking with it. The poor guy must have been there for the maximum amount of time they let these geezers rot. His whole body is blackened. He almost looks like a burn victim. However, I'm a gore fan and a bit of a library nerd, and I learned a long time ago that the longer a body's been dead, the blacker it becomes before full decomposition takes place. Anything near his groin area is covered in a thick layer of refuse that includes every last drop of excrement his bowels could expunge. Since he's been sitting there for so long, the various levels of fecal matter, from thick stool mush to watery anal bile, have a dried encrusted layer over it all, keeping every splatter and dripping intact. You'd think since the place is so airtight there wouldn't be any chance of insects getting to his exposed corpse, but they still found a way in. Although he's dead as a doornail, his body is busy as ever. To start, there are two hefty trails of ants which lead to a furious congregation of destruction. The scavengers frantically dismantled the dead flesh around his lips and mouth, as well as the various lesions they took the opportunity to widen and deepen. Each incoming trail leaves the swarming piles of disintegration to form two exiting trails. These exiting trails run down his face, his arms, and the legs of the chair, all the way to the corner of the room where they disappear through a microscopic crack between the wall and the floor. Each ant is carrying a distinctly large chunk of flesh, varying in color. The shades and hues of the carnage in their mandibles range from the black decaying mess found on the surface of the corpse to the lighter colored rotten flesh which lays beneath. Each chunk of flesh dwarfs the ant it carries. At times, it looks as if these rotten flesh chunks are getting up by their own will and leaving the body one by one in a colored parade of decomposition. The chair he's been decaying in has a padded seat and backing. The arms are wooden and leave a large open space between them and the seat of the chair. Therefore, the sides of his body are visible through either side of the chair. And this is also where the liquid refuse of shit and rotten blood is pooled up so much that it's turned into stagnant water falls of muck overflowing to the floor. Flies are buzzing over and randomly landing on his shit-laden lap in his discolored face. The back of the chair ends at his upper back, so his head is tilted back and his mouth is wide open above with the frequent visitation of flies. I can hear Steve in the bathroom as he gleefully exclaims, "All right, nice!" while he discovers bottles of narcotics in the bathroom. He comes out to see me fixated on the decaying corpse. "Here," Steve whispers to me. "Hold on to these while I search the rest of this place, you useless piece of crap," as he hands me bottle after bottle of pills. I want to justify myself for slacking on searching the place, but Steve's already forgiven me. "Ah, man, they've left this guy in here for a while," Steve says with a forced shame look on his face. I look away from the blob of death to acknowledge Steve's statement with a slow, affirmative nod of my head. "Damn, don't you want to poke him?" Steve asks. I nod my head yes in agreement again. Steve pulls out a small keychain flashlight and goes in for a closer examination of the man's face. "Dude, check this out," Steve says as he motions for me to investigate. The dim light of the bedroom didn't expose the maggots which have infested the inside of the corpse's mouth, but Steve's flashlight certainly does. The maggots writhe and pump against one another in a nauseating feast. They're gorging on his tongue and soft fleshy cheeks like a bulimic in an abandoned ice cream shop. Fat, healthy, and tinted in blotches of black, gray, and pink, they're colored just like the inside of the dead man's rotten mouth. The only difference in color between the larva and his mouth is the translucent pupa flesh tightly wrapped around each maggot's bulging digestive tract. Few things in life really gross me the fuck out, and maggots top the list. by this point, I've had enough and I want to leave. Thank you.